So, I'm going to be reading Elisha and the Syrians. So I looked up who were the Syrians. Okay. Now, Syria is the Ahab Republic. They're in West Asia, Eastern Mediterranean, and the Lebanon, Mediterranean Sea to the west. Turkey is to the north, and Iraq is east, southeast. The Jordan is to the south, and Israel and Lebanon to the southwest. Okay? So, all right. So that's kind of the location of where we're at. And the sons of the prophets said to Elisha, "See now, the place we dwell with you is too small for us." Now, I know how it is living in a small house. So, please, let us go to the Jordan, and let every man take a beam from there, and let us make there a place where we may dwell. So we answered, "Go." Then one said, "Please consent to go with your servants." And he answered, "I will go." So we went with them, and when they came to the Jordan, they cut down trees. But as one was cutting down a tree, the iron axe fell into the water, and he cried out and said, "Alas, master, for it was borrowed." So he's like, "I'm going to be responsible for this." So the man of God said, "Where did it fall?" And he showed him the place. So he cut off a stick and threw it in there, and he made the iron float. Therefore he said, "Pick it up for yourself." So he reached out his hand and took it. Now the king of Syria was making war against Israel, and he consulted with his servants, saying, "My camp will be in such and such a place." And the man of God said to the king of Israel, saying, "Beware that you do not pass this place, for the Syrians are coming down there." So I guess the Syrians were kind of bad news. Then the king of Israel sent someone to the place of which the man of God had told him. Thus he warned him, and he was watchful there, not just once or twice. Therefore the heart of the king of Syria was greatly troubled by this thing, and he called his servants and said to them, "Will you not show me which of us is for the king of Israel?" And one of his servants said, "None, my lord, O king, but Elisha, the prophet who is in Israel, tells the king of Israel the words that you speak in your bedroom." So he's like, "I know what you're thinking. Okay, God's telling me these things." And God has done that. When I worked at McDonald's, my first job, this one friend that worked there, I had a dream. It was really weird. I had a dream that she went on a date with this other coworker. And I was surprised to see them there. And I said, well, in the dream, what are you doing here? And she goes, well, and so the girl was like, "Oh, well, I'm on a date with her." And I was like, "Well, Vicky, I thought you were a Christian. What are you doing?" And she goes, and I thought, well, this is a weird dream. So I told my friend about it, and I thought she was going to say, "Oh, that's crazy." And she goes, "Whoa." And I said, "What do you mean, whoa?" And she goes, "Before I became a Christian, I used to be a lesbian. And then this other coworker of ours reminded her of her ex. And so she was really struggling with feelings for this girl that was there." And so I was like, wow. So God can tell you certain things that you would never know normally, I have no gaydar. Like, unless somebody's totally obviously gay, I have no idea. I don't know. I might have a suspicion or something, but, I don't know. There's people that I thought were gay that weren't, so I'm like, ooh. So, but, I don't know. It's not really my business. I'm like, whatever. But, so yeah. But God was telling me that so I could help her with whatever struggle she was going through, because she helped me come back to Christ. She helped me. So, I'll always love her for that. So, but, yeah. So anyway, but yeah, that's kind of a long story, but, It's also another reason why I stopped going to one of my churches is, she wanted some help because of what she was struggling with. And I said, okay. I said, let me talk to my pastor about it, see if he knows anybody who can help you. And so I talked to the senior pastor, and he goes, well, I'm not really qualified in this kind of thing. He goes, but the youth pastor would probably know more of somebody that could help her. So I asked him, and he goes, okay, well, let me see what I can do. A month later goes by. I ask him, I say, have you found anybody she can talk to? Maybe that's been through this kind of thing before, whatever. He goes, oh, well, I'm looking kind of, but not really. And I just wanted to slap him. I thought, my friend is struggling. She asked for your help. You're not really doing anything to help. So I stopped going to that church because I'm like, why do I want to go when you're not even helping people that you should be helping, that they specifically asked for your help? Okay. So anyway, but yeah, so that was that. But she ended up going back to that old situation that she, used to do and all that. But, we stayed friends. I wasn't going to not be her friend, like whatever, So, but, people help each other out in their time of need. When people ask for help, you should help them, It's like if you can help them. If you obviously can't help or you don't know how to help, be honest and just be like, I really don't know how to help. I really don't know. Let me pray about it or something. I don't know. But anyway, moving on. So he said, go and see where he is, that I may send and get him. And it was told him, saying, surely he is in Dothan. Therefore he sent horses and chariots and a great army there, and they came by night and surrounded the city. And when the servant of the man of God arose early and went out, there was an army surrounding the city with horses and chariots. And the servant said to him, alas, my master, what shall we do? So he answered, do not fear, for those who are with us are more than those who are with them. That's right. More powerful. The number doesn't matter. It's the heart that matters, okay? And Elisha prayed and said, Lord, I pray, open the eyes that he may see. Then the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw. And behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire all around Elisha. So he's got spirits with him that can fight, okay? So when the Syrians came down to him, Elisha prayed to the Lord and said, strike this people, I pray, with blindness. And he struck them with blindness according to the word of Elisha. And Elisha said to them, this is not the way, nor is this the city. Follow me, and I will bring you to the men whom you seek. But he led them to Samaria. So it was, when they had come to Samaria, that Elisha said, Lord, open the eyes of these men, that they may see. And the Lord opened their eyes, and they saw, and there they were inside Samaria. Now when the king of Israel saw them, he said to Elisha, my father, shall I kill them? Shall I kill them? So he's asking, but he answered, you shall not kill them. Would you kill those whom you have taken captive with your sword and your bow? Set food and water before them, that they may eat and drink and go to their master. Then be prepared a great feast for them. And after they ate and drank, he sent them away, and they went to their master. So the hands of the Syrian raiders came no more into the land of Israel. So they're like, ain't messing with this dude. And it happened after this that Ben-Hadad, king of Syria, gathered all his army and went up and besieged Samaria. And there was a great famine in Samaria, and indeed they besieged it until a donkey's head was sold for 80 shekels of silver, and 1/4 of a cob of dove droppings, for 5 shekels of silver. Don't know what you'd want with dove droppings, but okay. Probably used it for something. Then as the king of Israel was passing by on the wall, one cried out to him, saying, help, my lord, O king. And he said, if the Lord does not help you, where can I find help for you? From the threshing floor or from the winepress? And the king said to her, what is troubling you? And she answered, this woman said to me, give your son, that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. Ugh! I'd be like, I tell you what, how about I kill you, eat you? Yeah. So we boiled my son and ate him. And I said to her on the next day, give your son that we may eat him. But she has hidden her son, of course. Now it happened when the king heard that the words of the woman, that he tore his clothes, and as he passed by on the wall, the people looked, and there underneath he had sackcloth on his body. Then he said, God, do so to me and more also. The head of Elisha, the son of Shaphat, remains on him today. But Elisha was sitting in his house, and the elders were sitting with him. And the king sent a man ahead of him. But before the messenger came to him, he said to the elders, do you see how the son of a murderer has sent someone to take away my head? Look, when the messenger comes, shut the door, and hold him fast at the door. Is not the sound of his master's feet behind him? And while he was still talking with them, there was the messenger coming to him. And then the king said, surely this calamity is from the Lord. Why should I wait for the Lord any longer? So he's like, why should I wait? Here it is. So, that's war. War is ugly. Sometimes it's a evil necessity, but, it's ugly. A lot of people suffer in that. But, yeah. No, if somebody told me that about my child, I'd be like, no, like I say, how about I kill you and eat you? You're not touching my child. That's just me. So, anyway, next I'm going to be reading The Syrians Flee. So, apparently the Syrians are going to be the losers in this. So, anyway, thumbs up, like, and subscribe.